This is a quick video overview of a midday trade I took today on XBP. It's a $50 million market cap, 8 million float, tends to be a historic fader. So knowing those metrics, I'm looking to short it. And so the purpose of this video is to show how you can use channels in order to do proper price and trade management to enter, where to exit, and what price might do. So midday we have a pop on, lower volume. As we shoot up, the idea is, where are we coming into? We're coming into a whole dollar, $2 level. So I expect there to be some natural resistance at 2. And so as price, more on the 1 minute chart right now, as price pulls back and starts to flag, you see the next leg up. And so I'm expecting a push into 220 to build a short. And so you kind of see my trades on the screen. I start my starter short here. I expect this to potentially be able to move much higher. So I am going to start to build a position. The first is we come in at that $2 level. We see a little bit of failure up, coming into 220. And so I add on the expectation that we're going to start to roll over. But I'm only in at 50% of my size. I'm willing to add at certain levels. So key thing is, we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. In order to build our channel, we need 3 points. So we have the first, a high. We have a low pullback. And now we're looking for what is the highest high as our third point. So we start to make it looks like about here. Any more pushing? Nope, it's starting to stall out, which is a sign you can see like more inside candles. So most likely this is a 1, 2, and then a 3. So if that were the case, and the way that I map it out is, you take the highs, you duplicate that, and you duplicate it off the low. So now you can see that this is the channel, the upward channel that is trading in. So you want to be shorting. My next position would be as it maybe pushes up into this level, or potentially taking profits as it reaches the bottom of the channels. So as we push, you can see it comes into VWAP into the bottom of the channel. So it's either going to violate it, which it did, or rotate back up. So this is the first sign that we might start to see some change of direction and change of market structure. So now that we violated that, what I want to see is whether or not we're going to make a higher high off this level here, or if we're going to make a lower high. That will help me understand what kind of price action we're in. So we're lower here. And as price comes up, again, I'm looking to, if I were to add, if we extended this channel out, I'm going to be looking at the bottom of this channel up in this area, or if it violates all the way at the top. But we're making higher lows. So this might be start a market structure change, and we're looking for a lower channel. So as price kind of hovers and bases around VWAP and breaks again, we're starting to see the break of, or the formation of, a downward channel. So we have the 1, 2, and 3, and so we'll start to draw another channel. So I'm going to come off here. We're going to extend this way, and then it'd be the same thing of, we're going to duplicate, and we're going to look off the lowest pivot point. In fact, you can kind of see this naturally fits in this area. So this is now, if it's going to taper, we're going to expect it to rotate down and start to live in this channel. So we break through VWAP, and we're looking good here. One way to also figure out how far it might go is to use the same thing as duplicate your channels. And I'm going to run this off where the move started, which you can see it kind of broke through that. And as you start to get pinched, you have one of two options. It's either going to rotate through a channel this way, or break upwards of a channel. So in this case, we broke through, and I'm continuing on my short. My short average is 195, which is about there. And so if it moves back up, I'm going to watch where I might want to add to my short on these channels. So we break down, and now we're looking for, what I'm expecting for price to do is at some point rotate to this lower and continue the rotation. But it doesn't always happen like that or right away. So we're watching price action, and we're respecting the top of the channel here, which is good. It's starting to form a little bit, but it breaks through, so we're still respecting this channel. And then I take my first covers here as we come into the mid 170s. It's respecting the channel still, and it shoots down, and where I take my next covers in the 160s, and I covered a bit more. So I'm 75% off of my short position. And so now we're looking at we've started to cover, and we're starting to see some higher lows. And so this could be the bottom of a channel. So again, if we come in here and we extend this, this might be the bottom of a channel. In fact, this is probably also the bottom of the channel there. So you're starting to see this box formation form. As we get closer to here, one of two things are going to happen. We're going to violate this channel and explore price down lower, or we're going to break and start to potentially rotate and taper back up. So because of that, what I do is I've now moved I'm not going to be adding now, I've moved my stop to break even until something changes in the structure that tells me I need to do something different. So price breaks below, which is good. But now for the first time, it started to break over. Now, this is important because this is a break of that channel. So what we like to do is, if I now going to draw maybe this tapering channel on the upside, come in here and we're going to see, is it going to stay kind of within this rough channel as we're now going to explore a move up or a move down. So you can see already it's in this tapering phase. We're right in this middle. So we push up higher and we're starting to violate that, which shows me that there's more price exploration on the upper side above this channel line. And we start to reject. So what we do here is we duplicate that. Most likely that is the top of this channel, roughly there. And we're sticking to that, and that's holding a support. So now again we break this again, and so now we're above this channel and we're sticking. So a lot of the stuff is telling me we're starting to maybe base on a lower move and maybe make a move higher. So instead of keeping the trailing stop at my break even, I'm now looking at this swing as a potential that if it breaks that, we might explore higher. So I'm moving my stop to above that area. All right, so this was an important bar, even though it's on super low volume. So initially I looked at and I saw a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, which means we have a neckline right around this area here. And so you can, it's that area here. So we broke through, which was good. I felt good on the short. And so again, now my stop is over in this area. And I'm looking for it to either break through this channel, but if it keeps basing on this and moves back up, again, that everything's indicating just structure higher. So we start to push a little bit more, and that was obviously another big candle. We're coming into the end of the day, and so for sure I'm tightening my stop as much as possible. But now we are breaking and maintaining this channel, so I imagine there's more upside, a engulfing bar with relatively large volume, even though it's only 70,000 shares. And now we look at the opposite. So if we were thinking that there is a break for the high, we now need the same thing as look at microstructures. In this case, in inverse head and shoulders. So you see a shoulder here. We dipped below that. And so if we're going to create this shoulder here, we now have a neckline roughly in this area. And so price is going to either break through or it's going to rotate down. So you can see we broke through as expected on increase in volume. Probably push up to view up. I exit my trailer on the rest. But that should give you a sense on how you see price moving in channels. And if you map them out, and it's more active in trading, but if you map them out, you can kind of see where price is exploring and then manage your trade accordingly.